Ahoy, ahoy, everybody! My name is Monkey Shrapnel from the Guys Who Play Games. Back with some more Final Fantasy IX in depth. And last time was the big one. The big part where, I mean, I was almost gonna say it's all downhill from here, but that's kind of mean. And definitely not even strictly true. Well, I mean, if you're particularly pessimistic, it kind of is true, but... Anyways, Glutton's Rope, yeah, so... I was thinking about what party we want to use going into it, but it's been a while since we've even done this. In fact, I'm not sure if we've ever picked this party in particular ever since we've had the option, so... I'm gonna go with the classic group of Vivi, Garnet, I was almost gonna say Vivi, Garnet, and Dagger, like, poor Steiner gets forgotten about, but, we're gonna grab y'all, these guys, make sure their gear isn't taking up anything that I want. We'll keep her with the Pearl Rouge, but we'll take the White Robot. Oh, actually, I mean, I say that, but she can keep this, because Dagger can't learn Holy, so there's no reason to give that to her. But we'll take the Racket off, at least. Maybe we'll give her the... well, you know what? We'll keep her with the Flute. Alright, we got plenty of these. We got another pair of running shoes. I guess this is true that now that Amaranth's learned some stuff, we can put other weapons back on him. I guess we'll keep him with the Avenger, though. Got the Demon's Vest, the Promised Rings. We do have another Promised Ring in here? We do, so looks like we're all good there. Alright. This Moogle gives you a ton of options, which I always think is funny. I think there's a couple debug options, too, that are available. Like, you can get a Moogle list that's, like, gigantic here, but usually most of these options aren't here. Like, I love Magnet, yuk. And this one has a shop, and I think it's the same shop from the one in Brand Ball. So if you haven't bought the stuff here, I mean, you can just fight monsters here, which is fine. Anyways, let's get everyone set up here. So let's give her the Tiger Racket. Actually, does she have anything that boosts Elemental? I think the Stardust Rod. The Magic Racket raises Holy Elemental attack, which is one of those things that, funny enough, kind of makes it the best weapon for Aiko, because like that's giving her bonus damage and boosting her Holy without having to equip anything else. For Dagger, it's still pretty good because +2 magic is +2 magic, but I guess we'll keep her with the Golden Hairpin to boost Leviathan. Also, I keep forgetting to do this. Let's get Bahamut now. Boom. I kind of almost the funny thing is I kind of intended to use Bahamut for the first time during the You're Not Alone sequence, but I actually forgot to equip the Garnet, so alas, we'll stick with what we got for now, I guess. That makes you immune to Thunder, but on the other hand, I can just make her really beefy. Raises Holy and Shadow. Yeah, we'll give her the Light Robe. Oh, and he's got a Garnet equipped too for a healer. He's almost got Blizzaga, so we can give him the High Mage Staff. Almost. Oh wait, what's this? Right, Return Magic. Can finally get that on Vivi too, which might as well. We'll give him the Black Robe, I guess, for Flare. Sure. He's pretty good there. Steiner's like really beefy right now with that Ragnarok. We'll give you Genji armor because that'll make him basically immune to physical at this point. Promise Ring gives him restore HP, but it already has a piece of gear for that, so give you that for auto haste, I guess. Why not? Alright, can you learn anything other than long reach right now? I think there was one other thing, right? No, actually not. I mean, I guess let's just keep the protect ring on you then. So for the next section, what we absolutely want is Man-Eater, for obvious reasons. Like, if you can't tell, we are in fact going to go encounter Garland. But other than that, I guess... Oh, right, we want Locomotion for Stop Immunity. I haven't even mentioned what Restore HP does yet. Have I? There's a bunch of stuff I still haven't really properly described, and I've been kind of holding off because I kind of want to do just the one big thing where I just do every single ability, but it does exactly what it says it does. When you get put down to yellow HP from an attack, this will heal, like, I don't remember how much HP. I'll probably mention some of this stuff on the half part after this because I've been kind of holding off. But, yeah, it restores HP when you get to yellow HP. And frankly speaking, it's not very good because, I mean, the funny thing is the ability itself is actually fine. The problem is it cost 8 stones, which is kind of a ridiculous amount. Considering that auto regen, which works all the time, is 2 more at 10. Like, auto regen needs to be higher and restore HP needs to be lower. That's all that really needs to change. Other than that, I mean, I guess Bird Killer is just a good generic one to have on. Let's see here. I guess we'll put Locomotion on you, and that's all you really need. We'll keep auto regen on. Actually, nah. I'm going to avoid using auto regen as much as I can from this point on, because auto regen starts scaling super hard in the late game, and it becomes, like, insanely cracked. I guess let's give you High Tide. You haven't tranced in, like, ever, and I was talking about it in the half part last time, like, might as well. I guess other than that, I don't know. Jelly. Let's give you Return Magic, why not? Oh, and also, where's that Locomotion? Boom. I have Reflect ×2 on him, but I don't think... Garnet does have Reflect, though, so I can take advantage of that, but... I don't know. I mean, I guess I might as well. It's not like he's got much else to equip right now. Man-Eater. And as for you, I think we're pretty much fine here. Can I guess I can take off HP 10% and put on Auto Haste. I haven't had Auto Haste on anyone else in a while, so why not? Alright. Let's go get that hat that I totally didn't know this existed. Boom, we got a Holy Miter. Pretty sure we already have one of those, but, you know. In limited edition, to be fair, because it is... And it's pretty good match of defense at this point, but we'll keep it off for now. So I can use Leviathan. And I'll throw down a quick tent, because why not? Now we can finally head off. Traverse around Pandemonium for real. Which, you know, big surprise, I know, just like many things in this game, but this is a reference to the original Final Fantasy. If you couldn't tell, like, the song is basically just a high-def version, even. Anyways, we got this funny little device here, and what this does is, you know, you found a button. And if you press it, it starts making these things light up. And if you walk by one that's lit up, you get into a fight. So I mean, if you want, you can use this room as a grind if you feel like you're just not ready for the next set of boss fights. The timer actually continues into the fight, which, hey, a shell dragon. I was hoping I want to fight all of these guys at least once. So we can talk about the random encounter ATBs. Ow. I should mention that this guy in particular has an attack that would be kind of annoying. So I'm kind of hoping he doesn't use it, but I don't know if there's much I can really do about that. I think... I mean, you know, we haven't used sword matching in forever, because when was the last time we had Vivian and Steiner in the same party? Let's... I don't remember what this guy's weak to. Let's try... usually big monsters are weak to ice, so let's try Sword Blizzaga. And give that a nice big hit. Boom! 6k. Not bad. Oh, there it is. And he's gone. Goodbye, Steiner. Unfortunately, he's not going to get any experience from this fight. Well, have we even used Flare yet? Let's check out Flare. Flare in this game looks fantastic, by the way. Like, look how cool this move looks. Like, this game's visual effects are insane. Let's steal from him. Hey, we killed him with that too. We got a vaccine out of it. Well, Steiner doesn't get anything out of this fight, but that's okay. He's already underleveled anyways. He's not even, actually. And hey, on the bright side, that gave Vivi the final point he needs to finally get Meteor, so now we can try that out. Wow, did I just like frame perfect pause? Because that timer's supposed to go away after the fight. That I did actually frame perfect pause. That's crazy. How did I do that? That's funny. So if you're curious about what this timer is even supposed to be for, run over here to this next room. We kind of get stuck at this weird dead end. Let me just run around and get an encounter. I don't remember if there are even encounters in this room. This room might be only the fixed encounters from the button, which would make sense, because I don't want to be too mean about that. Because what these buttons are supposed to do, basically, is it's a little mini game where you're supposed to try to get to the end of the room without passing by a light. But it's kind of, you know, as you can imagine, it's kind of just random. But hey, it's a good excuse to get these other guys out of the way, hey? You can fight a Malboro, who, in this game, they can float, by the way. Let's see. We're not going to use Meteor, given that it's one, not, you know, more than one. You know what I mean? It's not more than one guy, so there's no point. It's, I don't know. I don't even remember if they're, like, weak to anything. He's got the high mate step, so there's no point in using water anymore. Let's just Farraga him, I guess. Because if you're weak to anything, you'd think you'd be weak to fire. And, I mean, it's good damage. You can steal another vaccine, because, you know, if you haven't figured it out by now, a lot of monsters here can, in fact, yes, inflict virus, although he missed, which is kind of funny. And he's down. Boop. They do have their bad breath attack in this game, but it's not nearly as scary as in other games because, you know, in this game specifically, it can only hit one target, so basically one dude gets murked by a bunch of status effects and that's it. Yeah, look at that. Apparently, that can't be frame perfect then, because it's like, I think if you just mash the button, it like probably buffers it. Anyways, yeah, so you want to get to the other room without passing by a light, but it's kind of hard to do that, because it's basically just... Like, the problem is the hitboxes of the lights are kind of weird, but as long as you get here, you know, with the timer on, you know, bridge is there. I think once the bridge is there, it's always on when you're on this side, but I think if you go back, maybe the bridge turns off. I don't remember how that works, but let me actually check. What's the name of this room? Is it just bridge? Yeah. Actually, thinking about it, I'm kind of curious about one thing. Is there random encounters in this room? Because it would be, this would be an opportunity for a unique field, I guess. Man, the perspective in this room is really weird. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I love the weird perspectives in this game. But, like, you can really tell because, like, the way I have to move my analog stick to move is so weird. Like, when I make Zaide move up, I'm, like, holding, like, up left. And when I make it move down, I'm holding down right. And it's still not even fully in that direction there. I'm almost, like, holding right more to make them move like that, but... Anyways, there's gonna be another weird room here. There's this room with this weird, like, thing that kind of makes me think of, like, an organ when you first walk in here because of all, like, the spikes coming up, kind of looking like pipes, but... Yeah, that ain't no organ. But, there's a couple things to grab in this room, and I don't remember the way you have to do it. Let's see here. So basically, if you can't tell, the positioning on the way you set this thing up changes how basically sets up what you can do here. And the way we've done it is wrong. So I think we want to turn it to the, I guess, clockwise one way. I'm pretty sure there's encounters in this room, by the way. It's just chance is kind of low. But it's kind of an awkward room to traverse, so you're probably going to inevitably get a couple encounters. Yeah, we want to move it like one direction over, I think. There we go. Jeez. I don't think encounter rate's low, but man, I really walked that whole room. Unless I just got lucky, and then the next attempt I'm gonna get bombarded. Hey, there's the, what is this guy? Is this an Abaddon? Yeah, there we go. You know, let's try to insta-kill him. Hit him with the IA strike. Miss, yep. IA strike is like 30%. Oh no, blade. Anyways, let's throw out the death. KOs the target. And then we'll throw out Odin if that, see if that works. There we go. Death. Unlike in a lot of RPGs, death is really good in the late game because that's when the big beefy enemies start popping up in like every fight. And if you're lucky, you can just kill them in one hit. Because there are the only times random encounters are going to be immune to death is if it's some weird gimmick encounter like the, the movers. Alright. So I think we want to move this over one. So what this does is you can like change the heading. So I think we want to move this heading over one over. That should be enough. Because now I think we can go over to that top platform there. I think you can go right here. Oh. Nope. That did not turn the way I thought it would. No, it's kind of funny when they give you a couple options. I'm pretty sure that means that heading just straight up does not work. Because there's only 3 spots to get on. It's not going to work on any of those, so just can't go anywhere with that one. So it's set to heading 0, I guess. Try the other way then. That might be good. Let's see here. Because you can only either get on from the bottom or you can get up from here. And if it doesn't work for either of these, then there's literally nowhere to go. So heading 0 and 2 are both negligible. Good to know. I didn't have this memorized because there's not much to it, frankly. It's much more complicated. It's much less complicated than it looks. Let's see if we can see this guy's, actually see some of his attacks. Like, Osmos. I was gonna steal from Vivi? Well, guess what, buddy? Oh! Oh, wait, return magic, yes! And this guy's Osmos is gonna be way stronger than Vivi's, so, yeah. Thank you, return magic. Holy shit. Holy moly macaroni. That was awesome. I mean, I guess, you know what? In honor of Vivi's big shock, let's waste a bunch of MP with a completely different character. Shock is extremely expensive as far as Steiner's skills go, but it's pretty much, at this point in the game, it's basically just you do 9999, because it's triple the power of his regular attack, and that's obviously very strong at this point. Uh-oh. I don't think Dagger gets access to Asuna, so, well, I guess we're just gonna have to cure it as it goes. So we'll get rid of that poison, and we'll give Steiner a smack so he doesn't do something stupid. I guess if he's mini, it doesn't really matter. Let's just have Steiner, or I guess Zidane steal one more time. Jeez, doesn't have anything. Good to know. Let's use Thundaga. Uh-oh. Someone's losing all their MP. Jesus. His Osmos is very strong at this point. And we get to see the different death animation he has when he's on the ground. I'm pretty sure he has a couple of attacks we still haven't seen, but that's what the half parts for. Because I'm pretty sure he can bio, among other things. Maybe there's something else he can do. Well, we're kind of borked up here. I'm going to cure this, even though it doesn't really matter because they have plus accuracy, but being blinded does reduce their evasion to 0, so I wonder if we can still, like, the only counter I'm thinking of that we haven't seen is the horsey. Oh, what, huh? We'll never get anywhere if we keep going back and forth. It seems we cannot go any further. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I forgot about this. What the hell? You guys operate the controls while we head up for that elevator. Alright, let's do it. You got the controls, everyone. Backstage weren't all that bad. Seems like no yummy snack here. Aw, oh, man, that means I have to show all this stuff off, too. I did not remember this. I am pretty sure it is possible to do this without these guys helping you, because I remember this being a thing, but that's kind of funny. The elevator, yeah, and they do it through this ATE. Wow, I totally forgot about this existing. I'm pretty sure this is possible to do. Maybe I'm wrong. But this is like a funny little quality of light thing almost. I'm not 100% sure on that even. I guess we'll see here in a sec. This guy again. We don't need to see him. Is that the virus fly, his fancy attack we didn't see. It actually makes a bunch of flies spawn in, which looks super funny. Hey, we stole a garnet from him though. Well, I mean, if we stole a garnet from him. Oh, well, never mind. I mean, if Zydian's gonna trance, well... Might as well hit him with the Grand Lethal. Actually, are there any of these we haven't even seen yet? I'm not even sure. I guess just in case we haven't. It's Grand Lethal. We'll throw down the vaccines. This guy's gonna live a hit because he has more than 999 HP, but... hit him with that Grand Lethal. This is quadruple damage, which is even more than shock, so this is absolutely 9999. Anyways, Garland has like no MP left, so I'm just gonna whack. There's the Thundaga. Oh, he's gonna return magic. Ow! For quite a bit of damage too, jeez. Yeah, what makes return magic so good, especially on Vivi, is like, look how much damage this is about to do. Like, that's more than Vivi's spells do. Like, the enemy magic is generally stronger than your magic, in exchange for the fact that they have lower magic stats, so they end up doing generally, like, the same amount of damage as you, but because of the stat asymmetry works out in your favor, basically. Well, let me give her, antibody, and we'll throw a tent at her in battle. Yeah, because I think if we do this now, we can come up here. This will bring you to this chest. Which is kind of what I was looking for. Holy shit, that gives us 20,007 gil. Why 20,007 gil? I have no idea. I swear to God, these things are just randomly generated. Oh. Okay, so just to prove that you can do this without the AT, because I forgot this was even a thing. Actually, let me go down here. Just think we want to jump from the front. Actually, you know what, here. Let's see here. So let's do 4. Frey doesn't even have an animation. So if we do like that, I think we can jump on from the front there. I wonder if viewing this ATE, like, I'm curious about something. I think, if I had to guess based on just how this game works, I imagine that viewing this ATE resets the room, so you can like basically avoid random encounters by just viewing the ATE over and over again. Whoop. Come on, Horsey. The only guy we haven't seen as the unicorn. He might not even be in this room. That's a Malboro. Let's just hit him with some stabby stab, and I'm gonna throw that tent. Oh, well, Steiner's lost all his MP then. There you go. It's way cheaper than using an ether, right? Pew! I think that's actually pretty much the same strength as It's funny. I was like hyping it up, like, oh man, they're way stronger than Vivi spells. So I think at this point the Aga spells are around the same strength, so it's not actually that big a difference. But anyways, since we just threw a tent, we can actually heal everyone. Imagine that. All right. Actually, whoa, let me see here. Yeah. So I think with this positioning, yeah, I can go to this one. So you do not need this ATE at all, but it basically like solves the puzzle for you, which is what's confusing to me about this, because like it feels unnecessary. I always thought that I actually forgot that existed. I don't think I've ever actually gotten that during a playthrough. I've only ever seen like footage of that, because like you can see, you don't actually need it. It's interesting because there really are just 5 possible solutions, and like you right off the bat you can see that a couple of them just don't work, so it's not complicated. But if you fail it a few times, it does certainly make it way easier, because you can basically just completely ignore the puzzle, which is kind of funny in a way. And then of course there's this room where you get to use these teleporters that were kind of these are basically the same teleporters from the Desert Palace, which, you know, is another clue that the Desert Palace is another location that's from Terra. Which I should mention, that's why the treasure chests in Terra have like that ornate blue design, right? It's like the blue chests with like the gold trimming. And that is why it has that. It's because essentially that's what treasure chests from Terra are like, for whatever reason. I'm not sure why they decided to do it like that, but I think it's a cool touch, so I'm not going to complain. Get out of here, bucko. We're actually leveling up quite a bit from these fights too, and getting a lot of money. If I had Quina with us, I'd have like 100k already. I'm hoping we can see Horsey Man, but it's not looking good. But yeah, like this chest design, the reason why these chests are showing up in these like late game locations is because all these late game locations we've seen are areas from Terra. And Terra's chest design just looks like this. I'm not sure why they decided to go this direction, but given, you know, this game's heavy focus on, you know, like just getting loot from the environment, it's not that surprising. It kind of makes sense in that regard. We'll put the Promise Ring and give Magic Elemental Null. Magic Elemental Null is one of those abilities it's useful if you get it early on, maybe, but generally speaking, this has the same problem that like non-elemental stuff has in a lot of RPGs, where this does exactly what it says it does. It makes it so that it's a little confusing because it just says it nullifies Magic Elemental, but what this does is it makes it so that all of Vivi's spells are non-elemental. Which, you know, if you can, you know, take a wild guess why that's not very useful. First of all, it's 13 stones, which is a ridiculously expensive number, given how little of an effect that actually has. But also, like, what benefit is there really to nullifying Magic Elemental? Like, Vivi has a pretty wide array of, like, this would only really be useful if you're using, like, a character who only had, like, maybe 1 or 2 elements. And you're finding something that can nullify those elements. Like, this would unironically probably be more useful for the physical attackers, because they could use, you know, Garnet's Tiger Racket as wind elemental. So if you gave her Magic Elemental Null, she could attack, you know, wind absorbing enemies without having to worry about having to use one of the crappy like weapons, because, you know, all of her rackets are wind. Or, you know, when Steiner was rocking, you know, the Flame Saber or like the Ice Brand, right? But especially at this point in the game, Vivi has access to all of these. Like, he has access to the 3 primary elements. He has He has access to water, and especially at this point in the game, he has access to flare and meteor, which are already stronger than his elemental stuff anyways. But for the most part, elemental attacks in this game are almost always in your favor, because it's pretty easy to pick an element that an enemy at the very least doesn't resist. And there's so much gear that boosts elemental damage that does not work if you equip Magic Elemental Null. Right? If I have the Golden Hairpin on Vivi, and then I equip Magic Elemental Null, the Golden Hairpin is not going to boost the power of his water spell because it's no longer a water spell. It's a water spell in name only. Let's, I'm just gonna run. I don't want to fight this guy. But yeah, this is another one of those little indicators that this, the Desert Palace is from Terra, because it has the same style of teleporter. Where, like, when you go into it, it does like the little like glyphs, and then you kind of get zoomed up into like your model gets stretched. Wait, did I accidentally go the right way? Let me talk to you. You can also switch party members from here, which I'm not going to do because we're going to go into the next room. Let's give Mazami a letter. A letter from Murok. I wonder what about. From Murok to Mazmi. This is my first time using Magnet. And my first letter, Kupo. What should I write about, Kupo? What the heck was that all about, Kupo? What's Magnet? Yeah, this Moogle doesn't even like engage in Magnet. If you couldn't tell, this is the last Moogle of Terra. Because spoilers, we're almost done this section of the game. But I'm gonna quickly go back. Was that actually all the... Is there not more teleporters over there? Am I crazy? Ugh! The encounter rate in here is higher than I remember. But it's okay, because we're getting money, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I was hoping to fight the unicorn guy, but apparently not only did we miss his encounter from... Whatever. It's nice to steal garnets from this guy, though. I love the animation for Virus Fly, though. It's such a goofy-looking attack. Like, the fact that it's this, like, he actually shoots, like, these, like, insects out of him to just inflict virus on you is very funny to me. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's, like, it's weirdly satisfying to look at. Like, it's a very, like, intricate-looking attack, I guess. Even though it's just a bunch of flies, because, like, they're flying in, like, this, like, specific, like, pattern. I don't know. I'm not even sure if that makes sense to say, because it's not like other attack animations in the game aren't very good looking. Yeah, there's obviously more. Am I stupid? Oh, yeah, of course. Wait, no. Now I'm confused. Now I'm very confused, actually. I guess I'm glad to get an encounter here quickly, because this area might have its own field. It does not. Although it has different camera angles. Maybe that's the horsey? Nope. Different camera angle for the same enemy. Is that Highwind? There we go. I mean, we haven't seen this attack on the regular guy yet, so there you go. He's kind of beating us up, actually. That's fine, we just use a tent, so we have plenty of MP. It's nice to steal garnets from this guy, I guess, if nothing else. Like, that is legitimately nice. Because, You know, just like with all the other summons, Garnets boost the power Bahamut damage. I've been waiting to use it too, because I want to save Bahamut for the boss here. It's another non-elemental attack, so... But how many Garnets do we have? So we got lots from the... Chocobo Hot and Cold. We got 21. That's not that many, I guess, but... And stealing lots of vaccines too, so no worries there. In fact, it's kind of funny, like, Zion's actually getting, like, really beat up. I do not remember how this room works. Because there's obviously a red transporter there, but how do we get to that? Maybe I just jumped the gun. And just assumed, like, oh, I accidentally went the wrong way. Like, no. Actually... Huh. There are chests over there, but I think that's... I'm pretty sure if we go through there, that's the way of the boss. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this. First of all, I'm gonna use another tent. We're getting a slightly low on tents, but like not really. We got 16 left. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save in the slot 2 here. Actually, I guess I'll save in slot 1, but I'll just save over this later. Save over Oilvert here. Because I actually, honest to God, do not remember how you, like, traverse through this room. Let me think here for a second. There might be, maybe it's related to the platform and I'm wrong? There's more there? I'm trying to, I'm literally just looking it up at this point because I don't remember. Huh? Oh my god, are you serious? The answer is, in fact, that I'm just blind. So yes, it is from the elevator room, because apparently there's just, like, other ways to go, and I just apparently have no vision at all. I just went down and just assumed that was that. Riddle me that one. Alright. So over here, there is in fact another way to go. Look, wow. Crazy. I don't know why I just, like, didn't recognize that this was a way to go. And this brings you over here. Wow, crazy. Now we can access the other chests. There's an elixir. Pretty sure this one doesn't let us, like, progress, but this one has, like, the loot in it, so... There's this weird little side path that you can't actually go to, but we can get to this chest over here. There's the Carabini armor! The Carabini armor, if I remember, is actually pretty good at this point in the game. Comes with auto regen if you don't have that yet. In fact, I'm not sure, is there any other way to get auto regen on these characters at this point? That's kind of useful, actually, I guess, in that regard, even though the defense is lower, but it does come with more spirit and speed, and it comes with auto regen, so I guess I'll slap it on. thinking about what we're about to encounter, I'm gonna put on the gauntlets too. Actually, no. We'll keep the defense gloves on. Well, let Steiner start learning auto regen, so that works. And then there's this one. I don't know if this one even goes anywhere. I think this one goes to the, yeah, here. So this actually just brings us back to the room. But I guess that's a shortcut, so. And this will bring us to the final spot that we didn't go, which is this room over here. I'm just blind, and I just forgot these existed. I don't think this is the first time I've even done this. I'm pretty sure on other playthroughs I've done the exact same thing, where I just, like, forgot the other teleporters existed. For some reason. It's not a big deal or anything, because you can get Carabini armor from other dudes, but... Hey, a shell dragon. Crazy that we haven't seen the horsey yet, so I guess he'll just be reserved for the half part completely. I'm not gonna fight this guy, because he's just gonna snort someone out of the fight. In fact, he fucking did. Wow. I didn't even know he could counter Mug. That's funny. Oh, someone's getting smashed! Miss, okay. If this doesn't work, I'm actually just gonna throw a tent. Dang. Because the dagger's actually pretty low. And Steiner's the least accurate death attack anyways, so... And Garland's is the most accurate, so I might as well let her do shit. Alright, come on guys. You gotta hit one death spell. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Well, now I'm definitely running away. I didn't even... He can counter when you miss? Man, this guy's like... Oh, we might just kill him. I mean, I guess that's fine. Garner has more experience than the other two, so... Missed anyways. Well... Get the hell out of that fight. Holy moly. He can, in fact, just game over you, I'm pretty sure, by just snorting everyone out of the fight, so... you really want to be careful about that. Like, I'm like 99% sure that if you get... If there, in fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even work like that normally, and I think he has a thing in his script that specifically checks if your party... like count goes to 0, and if it does, like the monster itself flags the game over, basically. Something like that. By the way, look at these things on the wall. Like, I know they're kind of look like, I think they're kind of supposed to look like eyes because Terra has like an eyes motif, but like the weird fleshy color and like the fact that it's so like, you can't tell me that doesn't look like what you think it looks like, you know what I mean? Which, by the way, I haven't even mentioned this one now, but the reason that is why Zidane's trance is so different from everyone else's, right? Everyone else's trance is basically like just enhance their actual abilities or like give them some utility. Like, you know, they either get double magic or, like, Jagger gets her Eidolons boosted. You know, Steiner just does more damage, you know. Quina becomes better at eating. Amaranth's skills become multi-target, all that jazz. Freya becomes better at jumping. But then, for Zidane... Danger ahead, Kubo. Do you still want to go on? Yeah, he tells you that, yeah, when you go in here, this is it. But... yeah, and then Zidane just gets a completely different set of abilities because those are basically his Angel of Death abilities, right? It's also why his color scheme in trance is also completely different from the others, right? All the other character trances mostly are just like, they usually become very like either like silvery or like white, You know, and they become that pale color, right? For the most part, like Amaranth is slightly more purple, but that's because he has the blue skin, so that kind of just makes sense. But Zidane becomes the hot pink because that's why, you know, his trance looks different, because he is from a different world, essentially. Also got this, I always love the way that big ass ball looks. Anyways, there's the observatory. You told me you'd become my angel of death. But think for a moment. Isn't life death itself? It must kill other life forms to survive. Sometimes it even kills those with whom it shares blood. To live is to give life meaning, yet one must take others' lives to survive. A mature civilization becomes aware of this paradox. Terra's souls will sleep until they forget such nonsense. They will begin a new life in a new dimension. It's a world in which life and death become one. That is the dimension in which we are meant to live, as beings that transcend life and death. Zidane, I'll ask you one more time. Who are you? And then Zidane just doesn't answer his question. You're a sad man, Garland. We know more than you. We're not perfect, but we have friends who help us. That is reason enough for us to live. Oh, right, everyone has their own thing here. Damn it! This is going to be actually kind of a long half part, isn't it? I may not know who I really am, but that is my question alone to answer. It took us a long time, but we all found our way. We may be weak, but that's what makes us work together and help one another. Then show me. Lecture me again when you're on the verge of death. Hey look, it's a silver dragon. And they actually keep the area theme going through the battle, which I love when games do this. I love when RPGs especially do this. This is one of my favorite songs in the game. I love the way that the Pandemonium theme sounds. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna actually get to fight the Silver Dragon finally. Which, while we're here, let me see. I don't remember what he's even vulnerable to, so I'm just gonna throw out some status and we'll see. He's blind. That's good, at least. That'll help out. And of course, you can still Dragon Mail from him, which is very nice. Take a wild guess who can equip Dragon Mail. It's a dragon, so it's probably weak to ice, right? Nice 4,000 damage. Just throw out the Lazaga sword too while we're here. For huge damage, 8,000. Holy moly! Let's be careful. I want to steal his stuff first, so we're actually gonna hold off on attacking because it doesn't have that much HP. I don't think. It is about to use its shockwave attack, which does decent amount of physical damage here. Ouch. Got the elixir. I don't know if it has one more thing. I guess we'll see here in a sec. Let's have these guys defend. Because, yeah, here comes another shockwave. This is his scariest attack, because it's a non-elemental, just physical attack, so it just does a lot of damage. Oh, and hey, we've got a trance. Let's see if there's anything left to steal from this guy, because if there isn't, this guy's about to eat some real shit. We have Kiraga, though, to help out Zidane, because holy moly, he's getting beat up by this. Oh, and there's the other attack. Twister! This is also magic and it pierces, but, you know, you can be... Oh! Okay. Oh, great. This guy's about to die, isn't he? No! Steiner! Garnet gets none of the AP. It's not that big a deal, but man, that sucks. Also, this guy has this super intricate death animation where he literally turns into polygons, and like on the actual PlayStation 1, that lags the hell out of the game. That's unfortunate. Garland, tell me, what is it that you want to accomplish? The restoration of Terra. Isn't it obvious? No, that's what the people of Terra want. Why aren't you asleep with the rest of them? I was created to oversee Terra. I exist to wait for a time when the world is without life or death. I am the absolute controller of this planet. Yeah, if you couldn't tell from Garland's like android, robot, cyborg, whatever you want to call it, body, he is in fact a creation just like, you know, any of the genomes, although he's a little more inorganic, as it were. Oh, here comes Flare. That's gonna kill Steiner, isn't it? Wow, geez, I'm getting really beat up today. It's not that big a deal, though, because what makes Garland kind of a push... Like, we're about to do a triple boss gauntlet, if you weren't aware, right? There's one more guy to fight after Garland. And Garland is probably the, like... Well, no, the last one is probably the easiest one, but... Actually, no, probably Garland's the easiest one, because Garland only has single target spells. And he has... whatchamacallit? He can use Stop, which obviously if you have Locomotion does nothing. But like more than anything, it's the fact that he just only has single target attack. So if somebody dies, you just throw Phoenix down with someone else and you're all good, right? Hey, we got a pair of battle boots. How good for us. But yeah, with Stop equipped, you can't really do much. With Stop equipped, with Anti-Stop equipped, he gets kind of screwed in that regard. I mean, you know what, since he used Flare on us... Let's check out that Flare damage. Man, look how cool Flare looks in this game. Like, it looks so good. Dark Gear. He's just spamming Flare. Ouch. That does do a lot of damage, though. So we can just heal it off, because it's single target only, so... He does have something else to steal, so I want to be careful, because if he uses Flare and Vivi, Vivi's just going to counter automatically, right? There's his wave, his little Kamehameha. Whoosh. There's another Flare! He's gonna cure that, I guess. Damn it, Siding! You let me down here, man. You can also see that Garland is one of the things that does make Garland a little more threatening. He's really fast. Like, even with auto haste on, he's just going before us. And Garnet tranced. Okay, well, I want to take advantage of that, but she's gonna die if I do, and I can't heal without her. This is kind of like the I was hoping she would trance next fight. Especially because Zidane is really letting me down right now. Well, let's see what happens here. Here comes another flare. Man, he's really spamming it, and Garland is dead. But that's not that big a deal, because I can throw things down and throw a tent at her. I actually have to wait, though, because... Zidane, what the hell, man? It should be at worst 1-8 at this point. So, like, the odds of stealing are in my favor at this point. Like, come on. Help me out here, man. It's crazy I have everything I need to make stealing easy as shit, and still sometimes you just have these moments where it's just like, Zidane is just never gonna steal, is he? Oh, also, by the way, Garland has Psychokinesis. You remember that attack from way back when? That the owls in the Black Mage Forest had that. There's the stop finally. Jeez, I was waiting for him to finally waste his turn. There we go. Alright, let's use a Leviathan at least. Have I even talked about exactly how Dagger's trance works? This is an opportunity, I guess, to show it off, finally. Miss. Well, let's see if we can even show up how this works, because oh, here comes Flare. Can we just double check that he doesn't have anything left to steal? I mean, I guess I could have checked by just stealing, but... There. There we go. Oh, no, never mind. I was wrong. I might not be able to even show this off, because she's not attacking Dagger now. Oh, there we go. So, when Dagger is in trance, she'll basically just randomly... occasionally cast the last like Eidolon spell she just used. So because we just used Leviathan, as long as we just idle with her turn, she'll just randomly cast more like summons. Unfortunately, it's not that great of a spell, or it's not that great of a trance command, because, you know, what's the point? I have to sit here and wait for her to do anything anyways. It's great if you're fighting certain enemies, because obviously, the command comes out that doesn't cost any MP. But it kind of requires Garnet to just kind of sit around and do nothing, is the problem. Here comes the flare. Alright, I'm gonna Kiraga. I believe it also works as a counter instead of just sometimes coming out randomly too. So if they attack her specifically, it'll also do some damage, which is pretty nice. But maybe that's something I'll talk about at some other point. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works is the problem. The details are a little iffy. Anyways, I'm pretty sure Garland's dead. Wham! Ugh! Oh, we don't even get AP after this fight? So I had everyone alive for for this fight, and I get nothing. But then for the Silver Dragon freaking snipes. Ugh. It's fine, whatever. Give it up, Garland, you fight well. I kind of just zoomed through that text because I kind of was in like, I'm playing by myself mode again for a sec there. Garland's confused by this red energy. What the? Hey look, it's the Invincible. Ha 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 ha! This is too easy! The Invincible is mine. Now I have the power to control all souls. Garland gave me everything without a fight. The old fool was too busy dealing with him. Now only death awaits him. Poor Garland, bitten by his own dog. This is no accident. Fate has chosen me to become the new ruler of Terra. Time for me to put on the finishing touches. I must say, I truly love you all. You not only broke the seal to Terra, but did me the favor of defeating Garland. Zidane, you are truly an extraordinary genome, deserving of my love. What are you doing here, Kuja? That's not a very nice way to greet your brother. Shut up! You're no brother of mine! Oh, such ferocity. Master Garland, he intends to fight Terra. Kuja, what are you scheming? Scheming? Me? Watch as I defeat these enemies of Terra. Come on now, you may sleep alongside the souls of Terra. For all eternity. Yep, Kuja's our third surprise act boss fight. And Kuja, however, is in fact just as easy as Garland because Kuja also only actually uses single target attacks, so Garland's, you know, Kuja's not that big a deal. In fact, for some reason, instead of even using all the Aga souls, he just uses Thundaga. So if you have, you know, electric immunity with the rubber suit, you can mostly avoid that. I don't, because I unequipped it, but, you know. I really wanted to save this for Garland, though, so we're gonna tent Garnet, and we're gonna finally use Bahamut. Oh no, she's been blinded. How terrible. Anyways, we're gonna finally see Mega Flare. Hooray! And I figured this would be pretty appropriate given, you know, the context of Kuja taking Bahamut's, you know, control away. You call that an attack? But yeah, Mega Flare in this game is very flashy. Oh boy, it's Thundaga again. And in fact, speaking of which, let's try out Sword Magic Flare Sword. For a lot of the high-level spells, because they're so long, they actually have like a different animation when Steiner uses them. Because like they're basically like you can like it that basically cuts off the beginning portion of the attack and goes straight into the explosion. And he also uses Demi. Hooray. You can return that with the return magic, but it obviously isn't going to work on Garland, or on Kuja. I mean, it wouldn't work on Garland either, but Kuja is heavy, so... Miss. Demi is especially not threatening because it's based on your max HP, so... You can see that it only did, like... It just did not do that much damage to Baby. It's kind of pathetic in that regard. Let's try Meteor, though, because we might as well show it off. See if it actually works. Nope. Burnt up. Show me your true power, and I didn't even do anything. That's funny. Hey, we got more Carabini armor. There's the Thundaga again. So yeah, in this game, Meteor can fail. I believe the chance of it failing is like 1 in 3. Unlike with Comet, where it actually just like the chance varies based on like magic stat or whatever. I believe Meteor's chance to fail is just always 1 in 3. Something like that. Let's try it again. Why not? I want to see if we get a successful hit in. Meteor's damage is also random, although it does ignore magic defense and it hits everything, so... Because it ignores magic defense, it is pretty good against targets with high magic defense, which I believe Garland, or... I believe Kuja actually does have decently high magic defense, so... Let's try out Water Sword, I guess. Anyways, he doesn't have anything left to steal at this point, so... Not only is it not that strong, but it can just miss. I will say there's one thing you can do in this fight that can make Kuja start annihilating you, but as long as you're playing normally, that won't happen. But I'll definitely show it off in the half part, because it's pretty funny. It's kind of funny that, like, I guess it shows off that Kuja is kind of holding back on purpose. Let's try Comet, I guess. Because this also ignores magic defense, so I might as well. 2000, hooray! But yeah, you can see why it's set to equip Man-Eater, because you fight 2 humanoid bosses in a row, so... You're getting a lot of damage out of just slashing them. I mean, let's use Bahamut again. Let's see the short animation, I guess. The short animation obviously just does the beam and goes kaboom. Oh, and that was it. That's the fight. Ugh. The time is now. And I'm sure you kind of recognize what that animation looks like. This is the power of trance. I always love the effect where like it distorts the screen and it distorts the text box too. Humph. I'll show you my true power. And he uses Ultima. Yeah, I'm sure you can take a while to guess what Ultima does. It knocks you the fuck out. Yes, this is the power I've longed for. The mighty power of souls. They assault any threat that tries to destroy them. What do you mean? It's trance. You know how it works. But a noble trance won't be enough to defeat you. You're all as resilient as Oglops. Even tiny Moogles possess the power of trance. When I saw that in Garland Volcano, I came up with a plan. I still think it's really funny that Kuja misunderstands what exactly happened in Garland Volcano. That like he thinks that Mog just went into trance when it was actually that Mog was just secretly an Eidolon the whole time. But it doesn't really matter that he misunderstood because it still gave him the right idea. It was easy. I just needed to borrow the power from wretched souls that can't die. Where did I acquire it? It was invincible, or shall I say, that large eyeball in the sky. The souls sucked up the souls of Madain Sari, the Aether Tree, Alexandria, to feed upon them. When it fought Bahamut at the Aether Tree, the Invincible drew in a powerful spirit. Can you guess to whom it belonged? No. That's right, it was your mother's soul, a wretched soul that clung to life to the bitter end. The souls trapped inside the Invincible welcomed me with open arms. They were fed up with being your prisoners, Garland. So, Master Garland, you are no longer needed, and after you've worked so hard, I shall rule Terra and Gaia with my unconditional love from now on. What will you do with such power? Master Garland, you of all people should accept defeat gracefully. Grah! How sad. Any last words? Your power is meaningless. Grah! Now it's your turn. Should I kill you quickly to show my appreciation for all you've done? Or should I kill you slowly and painfully to show you my love? Oh, I've got a great idea. How's this? I'll make you pillars for my castle. You'll all decorate my castle as a symbol of my eternal kingdom. How do you like that? No, never! You could never build an eternal kingdom. That voice, Garland? Did you leave something behind? Do you think a defect like you could last forever? What? What do you mean? I built you to last only until the worthy genome, Zidane, grew. It was too dangerous to let you last any longer than that. What are you saying? There's a limit on your life. You'll be dead soon. Even as I die, you'll have died without ever leaving your mark on the world. Ha 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 ha! What an interesting lie! You're telling me that my life will end soon? Ha ha ha! Nice try, Garland, but I won't fall for your silly tricks. Garland? Garland, answer me! You were created to destroy. You are immortal. Immortal? I'm finished? I don't believe you. Why would I believe such a silly story? You're telling me that I'll die soon, now that I'm more powerful than anyone? I'm gonna die? Lose my soul? Ha 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 ha! What comedy! Zidane, isn't it hilarious? I'll die just like the black mages I so despise. I single-handedly brought chaos onto Gaia, but in the end, I'm nothing but a worthless doll. Kuja. Kuja? I won't let it happen. I won't. I won't let this world exist without me. He gets his little aura, starts floating up, and then, you know, he does the Kuja stuff. You know, like blowing everything up. I mean, that's not that much different from what he's been doing before. Just, you know, a little more direct this time. Hey, it's been a while since I heard this song. Kuja, I can't believe him. Zidane, we gotta get out of here before the tower collapses. But how? We need to carry the injured out too. Let's steal Kuja's ship, the Invincible. It's at the bottom of the tower. Oh yeah, but... Alright, you guys head for the ship. I'm gonna rescue the genomes. They're victims. I can't just abandon them. I'm coming with you. Dagger? I don't want you to leave us again, so I'll keep watch over you. Okay, we should be able to go back to the warp gate on the other tower. Dagger and I will head back to Bran Ball. You guys come get us on the Invincible. Pandemonium Outer Path. I don't need to go there. Alright, let's go. I don't think there's encounters at this point. You know, Kuja's just kind of bombing everything, so, you know. I love this camera angle of the Invincible right below us. You can kind of see the other parts of the tower here, too. Like, the winding paths and whatnot, and the bridge. Like, this is a cool shot. You know? Like, there's a lot of perspective of previous areas there. Looks like a teleporter leading to the upper levels. It might take us back to Bran Ball. Ah! What's wrong? Behind you. They're just eyes. It's okay. Let's go. Just eyes. How very bold of you. I do like how that harkens back that Dagger is surprisingly, like, she just is not scared of stuff. And I mean, part of it is like, you know, earlier, right? Where with the Oglops way back at back in Dolly, it's like she's not scared of them because she doesn't even like. I mean, how would she develop a phobia of something she doesn't even like interact with, right? But I like how that kind of extends to the rest of the game, where she just kind of doesn't get scared of. Like she doesn't get phobias, I guess. Like, she's scared of stuff, obviously, but like she's scared of like getting killed or people she knows getting killed. She's not scared of eyeballs. Dagger? Yes? About what happened earlier. What is it, Zidane? Oh, jeez. I feel like I'm being watched. Just say it. We need to hurry. You came to my rescue, right? And, what you said to me, it made me really happy. Zidane. How can I say this? Thanks. That's another one of my, like, absolute favorite Zidane Garnet moments in this game. I love that just that little like, I don't know, if the moment on top of Lindblom Castle where Zidane doesn't know that Garnet's voice has gone away is my favorite, that's probably my number 2, because it's a very authentic moment from Zidane. Like, all the ums and ahs, like that's exactly what I think of Zidane when he's like being serious about, you know, telling his feelings. Hurry, hurry! This dinky old tower is gonna collapse any minute! And Amaranth's just coolly walking along. I know find good food on Terra. Maybe I'd eat eyeball over there. Quenna, hurry up or you'll be left behind. I happy we leave. No good food anywhere. Hey, look, we're back. I think we're still okay. Let's evacuate the genomes. I'm almost surprised they make us walk all the way back here, because they immediately take control from me here. Zidane, let's split up. Yeah, I'll go this way. We'll meet up when the Invincible arrives. My gosh, this ship is enormous. Judging from our current position, I believe the bridge is that way. Hold it. Where is Quina? Arg! Is she late again? Ho ho ho! I arrive! I warp from bottom of ship! Why were you underneath the ship in the first place? Save it for later. We must get the ship moving. What are you still doing here? Blech. I got hiccups. We need to evacuate. What's the point? They're only empty vessels. Stop talking like that. Do you really believe what you just said? Unlike the rest of them, Garland gave me a soul that I might replace you and Kuja. But Garland is dead. Terra will soon be destroyed. What's the point? I asked myself the same question. Did you find an answer? No. But maybe the point is to just try. It's gonna be hard, but I got my friends, so it isn't so bad. Hey, what's your name? Huh? Garland gave you a name, didn't he? My name is Makoto. Makoto, huh? That's a nice name. A lot of people are gonna call you that from now on. You'll have to find the answer yourself. It'll be hard, but you can do it. Let's go to the New World, Makoto. There, you can find your answer. Dagger, where is Zidane? He'll be here any minute. He's looking for the last genome. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Zidane! Sorry I'm late, but now we got everyone. Everyone on board now. We must leave immediately. And, yeah. A nice camera angle just showing the entire world burning. We made it. Yes, we managed to escape from Terra, but... What's wrong, Freya? Well, I was talking to Amaranth about it earlier. You don't think this is the end, do you? Are you talking about Kuja? Do you really think he perished with Terra? Even with his power, it's hard to believe that he'd have escaped unscathed. What do you think, Zidane? What will Kuja do next? He'll probably try to destroy Gaia. But how? There was one thing Garland said. Something about a tree that serves as the gateway of souls between Gaia and Terra. That must be... Yeah, it's the Aoife tree. Everyone! You must come look! Come with me! What's up, Steiner? Can't you just tell us? It will be faster to come see it on the bridge. What's up? They're just clouds. It's not a normal cloud. What? Let's lower our altitude and see. Don't you see? Our altitude is not very high, and this is all we can see. Then what could it be? It's mist. It's what black mages are made out of, and what used to cover the mist continent. The mist has covered all of Gaia. Why? How? Kuja, what are you planning now? And that'll be it for this part. See you guys later.